Three,
Sound.
one.
Yo, 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 what up, man? Welcome to Mezzo Forte Sportz. That's right, Bar Talk with the super fans. We are tuned out with the crew. What do we have in today's edition? As always, we have our faithful producer back. It's Crack AV. Welcome back, buddy. We missed you. As always, your faithful host, Danny BMD, and me, of course, your amateur hype man, super fan art. We'll be talking a little bit about sports, South Texas style. Now, without further ado, go ahead and take it away, Dan.
Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back to Mezzo Forte Sportz, guys. Coming to you live from San Antonio, Texas, to your ears. Providing some sports time for your free time. What up? This your host, Danny BMD. How's everyone doing? How did your team do this week? Is that a little too loud?
It's awesome.
That was awesome. All right, guys. So, again, just welcome back. And the reason why I say welcome back is we were actually off on Thursday. I did get obviously the team. We needed the week off or the days off just to kind of maybe reset. I was out, and also just as we kind of get started back into the set of things in terms of the sports world, specifically football. The start of football and the start of all the big major sports again. So just want to give a quick shout out just to everyone watching us right now. In this case, we do obviously have some of our team that is still kind of missing. We are gonna go ahead and eventually start bringing people back in, and also bringing more. In this case, different types of sports, different types of opinions and voices, so we can give a little bit more, bring more super fans into our ring here. So of course, super fan art and Crack AV. How you guys doing today? Start you with Crack AV. How you doing? How you been, bro?
Good, man. It's good to be here. Good to be back on Mezzo Forte Sports Hotline, internet
Nice.
line, whatever you call it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. So definitely. So I know that one of the things that we'll talk about today is a little bit of football, some NFL. And we'll have a couple good stories of the day, so it should be pretty interesting. Definitely, you guys follow us on the chat. I actually I haven't posted that. That is my bad. But let me. I'll just put that right now. But in this case, follow us on our chat. Definitely leave your takes. Oh, there we go. There we go. Definitely leave your takes, guys. I'm definitely interested in everything that you have to say. We'll see if we can answer some questions. So the way we're gonna start doing it is we'll start working on segments. And as we work on segments, we'll go ahead and answer questions, like take 10-15 minutes toward the end of it, and see if we can actually answer questions at that time. So let's see. Do we have any? Oh no. My bad.
So embarrassing.
I was like, crack or super fan art. You're like, not there. There you go.
That's fine. Hello, folks, everybody out there. Happy to be here this Tuesday evening. I've been having a little bit of technical difficulties with my computer. So if you see me freeze, my two assistants here, they're going to inform me. I will unfreeze and remedy that. So don't be alarmed. I'm not stuck. It's just technical issues.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what's up, everybody out there? You guys, it's nice to see y'all again. We missed y'all this Thursday. Our fans out there, say hello to y'all. Like as Danny said, any platform you're on, like, subscribe. Special shout out to all of our commenters or hecklers out there. And since it's early enough, it's not after dark, so we'll try not to cuss. But shout out to my pops out there. It's early birthday celebrating going on. He
Oh, there you
turned,
go.
I
There
would
you
say his
go.
age, but it's birthday tomorrow. Thank you. Perfect. Evan, play some music.
Here we go.
There you
One more
go. Ready?
time.
If we had it collecting dust, and now it makes sense.
No lie. There you go. Happy birthday, Mr. Superfan Art Senior.
That's right.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh yeah.
Happy birthday to you.
Nice, nice. All right, and I don't know. Have you guys been watching any of the preseason games at all?
Negative.
NFL.
Just
Oh,
because they don't show them on
I
like regular
mean-
cable.
I mean,
I
I've
drive by them.
Yeah, I mean, I actually have them on NFL like network or whatever, but it's like I don't know. I think they're actually showing them like on some random channels, um, like I think it's like I don't know some partner channel they have with like the NFL. I don't know. I don't know where I was watching like HBO or something like that. So, but nah, I don't know. I just wondering. I don't know if you guys been actually watching that because I know the Dak is not even gonna play. I know he wants to play, but I'm pretty sure he's not. But all right, well we'll get into that. So, but
Yeah.
we're actually gonna start. I guess we'll start with you, Superfan Art. We'll go ahead and get you some Diamond Talk going. See what you guys think. And just give us some. So Diamond Talk with Art is actually just some headlines with MLB. Just anything we might need to know and pick up and anything like that. So we'll go ahead and have you start with us. We'll do Diamond Talk with Superfan Art. Nice.
Thank you, Dan, for the
Uh,
introduction. Well, as you know, we're already kind of racing towards October. Some teams are kind of shifting around a bit. After the All-Star break, I think one of the teams that has been surprising people has been the Yankees. They've been like on a 12-4 like run. The currently one of our fans told me they had a double win, or they had they had 2 wins in a doubleheader against the Boston Red Sox, so that helps to edge them a little closer to the wild card spot. And we'll keep informed as to like how close the race gets for those final positionings later, as I guess September is the final month for all the shifting in that sense. But moving kind of like away from the game, there was 2 big storylines that came out of the weekend. I think one that was an interesting. I think they're 2 great ones. Historical. I think the first one would be there was a baseball card recently sold. I think you might have heard about it. Baseball card featuring the player Hannes Wagner. It was the Hannes Wagner T206, which is what everyone considers to be the sports card equivalent of the GOAT, greatest of all time. It was sold for 6.6 mil on Sunday, making it the most expensive sports card ever sold. Pretty much, it broke records. I think the one who's in second place is like some LeBron holograph, or a LeBron autographed rookie card, and then below that, we said it was who that was third place. It was the Mickey Mantle card,
Yeah.
which for the longest time was like the reigning champ. And so, for those of you who don't know who this Wagner is, because I certainly didn't know, it's just some like dude, old school card. He has the old school haircut, parting in the middle. It's like, what's so great about this guy? Well, according to some baseball historians, they say Wagner was perhaps the greatest shortstop ever, and maybe even one of the greatest baseball players ever. Oh, I got stuck. Now I'm back. Cool. Awesome. So yeah, some people think he might be one of the greatest stars ever. Of course, it was a different time when he played, back when baseball in the early 1900s. Oh, I'm stuck again. Now I'm back. So yeah, it's his legacy. Obviously, historians know a lot more about it than I do. So this Wagner card is the top tier of baseball memorabilia. Nice. So it's one of the more rarest cards. I think Danny said he might have seen it on like Pawn Stars at one time. uh, so that's pretty good. I mean, if you got old memorabilia from any sport, even if it's autographed or not, maybe it could be worth a couple of thousand, hundreds, or maybe even millions if it's old enough and rare enough, and the player is prominent enough. Maybe you're sitting on a potential, I don't want to say gold mine, but maybe a nest egg. So we'll see more developments about that. And the other big storyline in the baseball world is the Arizona Diamondbacks newly acquired pitcher Tyler Gilbert. He was called up from the minor leagues a couple of months back. He recently threw a no hitter in his first ever MLB game, which it was a Saturday night. They were playing a pretty good team. They were playing the San Diego Padres. Uh, they're pretty much like they got star-studded like hitters, so there are no pushovers. So to post a no hitter, that's pretty impressive. Probably one of the more improbable sports storylines of 2021. So Tyler Gilbert is 27 years old, became the fourth pitcher in MLB history to throw a no hitter in his first ever big league game start. Only two other people have done that since the start of the 20th century. Uh, and more recently, the last guy was like in 1953. And so the 7-0 victory pretty much solidified the eighth no hitter in the majors this season. That's tying a record that was set in 1884. Uh, so this is the first year that overhand pitching was ever allowed. Wow, that's some history right there.
That's some facts right there.
Yeah, so that's pretty much you're never going to see that again, or if you do, it'll be like rare to see somebody have their first start and just totally kill it, make a very good team, and the Padres like look like a bunch of fools by shutting them out. This guy's a rookie. So yeah, everyone was talking about those two things. That's all I currently have for Diamond Talk. Like I said, once we get more into September, and we'll get more storylines. Going ahead with the rankings of teams for October. So that's all I can say about Diamond Talk for now. I thank you.
Nice. All right. All right, we'll go right into our in this case just a basketball right into basketball world. So we'll talk about just word around the rim. Just like some NBA headlines. We'll talk a little bit about that and see what you think. Now, the question was asked, how much did it go for?
What go for what?
The baseball card.
I'm sorry if I didn't say it clearly. It was $6.6 million.
Dang, that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
Who's buying all this stuff? Like it's not Jeff Bezos, or maybe it is.
I mean, 6 million.
Or what would you
Relatively, right? I mean, obviously, I'm not rich, but
like? Where would you put it? Like, would you keep it locked in a safe or have it displayed in your like mansion or something?
I don't know. I probably have a display. I mean, if I'm gonna pay $6 million, that's a fucking trophy already.
That's like a power move. You
Yeah,
invite your friends
I need to
over.
display that. Like that must be displayed. Like I don't know. That's intense. I mean, honestly, I would pay a
Conor
lot of money
McGregor
for.
necklace.
I would pay a lot of money for a lot of sports stuff. I just wouldn't pay like millions for a card. I mean, maybe if I had, like I said, it's all relative. If to me it's like, $600, $400 or whatever, then sure. Like you said,
And I
like
guess
Bezos.
you could resell it later on. I mean, the value is only going to keep going up.
I think for that though, I mean, people that bid like that usually are just collectors, like that, like value it for its value more than, you know, or maybe I don't know. But I really don't think so. But I think usually for stuff like that, it's like that.
Yeah, whatever the reason, you got to be a fan of the sport or like a collector to the extreme. That's no chump change. But kudos to the person who bought it and putting LeBron's card at second place.
No lie, dang, that's crazy. But yeah, definitely. Um, that's sports memorabilia is obviously a big market just in general. Signatures are just valued, um, at crazy amounts. On shirts, on on uh ball on actual baseball bats. Baseball. On baseball. You know, balls on footballs and stuff like
Autograph
that. Autograph
balls,
balls, and really like the big one,
Caps
dude, is
jerseys.
the Super Bowl rings. You don't have to keep refreshing it.
Oh, sorry.
No, yeah, that only happens when you move to your notes. So don't look at your notes. You're doing raw. Yes, just gonna do bar talk, actual bar talk. Done. No, that's awesome. Obviously, a lot of people pay a lot of money for a lot of crazy things. Why would they not pay money for uh, a car like that, sports car like that? But that's what's up. We'll go ahead and just move right into basketball. Do some word around the rim. In this case, just I know there's been a lot of stuff going on right now, with with the new after right after it's like right after their actual off season, if you will. A lot of tradings, a lot of movement, a lot of people coming back. What are they gonna do? What type of style are people gonna play, and stuff like that. So we go right into a word around the rim. So it'll be like some NBA news. So some NBA news. We'll go ahead and give me some music. Crack AV, get a new segment started. Um, so with some baseball. Oh, I'm sorry, baseball. With some basketball around the news. So if you guys have actually heard a lot of crazy things right now going on. We did see Patrick Beverly get traded twice in like 2 days. Pobrecito. I mean, not that I don't particularly like the guy, but it's just one of those crazy things. He did get traded for the Grizzlies for Eric Bledsoe, along with Rajon Rondo, which is a way bigger thing that people don't actually realize it is. So in this case, they did, and also as well, he did obviously get traded again the next day to the Timberwolves for Jared Culver and Juancho Hernan Gomez, which is a playmaker at the guard position. And Jared Culver is, he's not a bad player either. So he did get traded, back and forth. Just another thing, Joel Embiid did get he got paid. He got one of the biggest 76ers contract. It's actually an extension. We got $196 million for 5 years. It's a lot of money. So what does it mean? Ben Simmons out? I don't know.
Yeah.
So a big one. Also, we did get the Christmas Day schedule. Obviously, we did get the Brooklyn and Lakers game, which is the biggest one. You knew the NBA was gonna do something like that. It's just one of those things, whatever. But at least we can, kind of see a really good, hopefully a very good game. So I don't like those games where it's just kind of like, oh, they make it a big deal, ends up being like a really boring game. You know what I mean? And obviously you do have Greg Popovich. He did come on the news, with a couple of interesting quotes and memorable quotes. So yeah, so we'll get started with Patrick Beverly situation. Not just him, but just like Rondo as well. Talk to me, Art. What do you think?
Well, it came out, I don't want to say out of left field. Supposedly, by getting rid of Beverly and Rondo, that frees up a little bit of salary cap of like the excess of like 33 mil, which they were kind of like, they need a little bit more breathing room. Some speculate that since Kawhi is still going to be out for a good portion of the early half of the season that it's kind of like we need to like regroup, so to speak, like not clean house, but let's amass some funds so we can make some moves later once Kawhi gets healthy, or even if Kawhi doesn't get healthy, I mean, worst case, you don't make the playoffs, and you could try for that draft pick. But at the current moment, they're saying it'll save some money. Not gonna lie. Beverly has had a sketchy run with the Clippers, or even a career. I mean, he's got a bit of attitude. I think we all saw him memorably push Chris Paul in the back during this past playoffs. As like, dude, like,
Touchy feely.
be professional. Yeah. So he's got a bit of attitude. Rondo, but he's already had a championship with both Celtics, Lakers. He's still got it. I mean, he's past his prime, but he's still a good player. And so I thought the Grizzlies got like some quality pieces, to surround with their new star John Morant. But they just traded Beverly again, this time to the Timberwolves. And so I don't know what. I guess that's what they had been planned all along to move Beverly. So right now, I think the Grizzlies are going to do fine with Rondo and Beverly. I can't really see if he could help or hurt the Timberwolves. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I think about that. I mean, good riddance.
Wait, yeah,
There.
and I think I'm actually checking here. I'm full. What 60 FPS or oh, I'm good. Whoa, I don't know. Oh, I didn't restart. Well, I restarted
That's
at the
all right.
beginning. Oh, my bad.
I'll keep refreshing.
Hold on. Yeah. Well, either way. So in this case, and it's true. Like for NBA, sometimes it's about the culture. Unfortunately, NBA player or an NBA or at least in basketball, you tend to have a bigger impact, towards your team. The reason being your team is simply smaller. That's just the bottom line. I mean, out of you might have a little bit more responsibility and you're a little bit more visible. Football, you can't really see people's faces. You know who they are. Because of their jerseys and what how they look and stuff like that. But in this case, you know, in basketball, you're a little bit more visual, a little bit more seen. Like people know who you are and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, I was gonna say I just rolled it. so and I think that sometimes it's about culture or like I don't know. Personally, you guys know how I feel about Kawhi anyway, but I don't. I think he's just a culture cancer. Myself. He's just kind of does his own. I understand you kind of want to do your own thing, but like at what expense, bro? Like you're costing your team stuff, whatever. Anyways, I don't want to get to
Speaking
it.
of costing your team stuff, that
Yeah.
whole getting Paul George, now is it coming to bite him since they have to make room to try to get some money back?
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like a matter of like, God dang. I think. Hold on, let me see if check on my end. But yeah, so that's I don't know. I think I understand why, um, they did that. Just like if they try to move, players and stuff like once they start moving players, start moving pieces so they can get a little bit more money. And honestly, this I can Eric Bledsoe. I don't think is gonna be a big contributor. But I can see them like being like, dude, you need to get that guy out, or at least the owner be like, dude, you need to get that guy out, but just whatever, just trade him for whatever. Uh, not that way, but you know what I mean. So I can see that happening where unfortunately he just got cut or he's just not gonna be part of the culture anymore. I don't think he stays with the T Wolves. Maybe he will, but I don't think. I mean, he doesn't really fit. He definitely didn't fit with Memphis because they have a whole bunch of young kids that are about to, ball out.
Yeah, don't sell them
Honestly,
short. They'll be good in a year or two.
yeah. So in this case, one of the things that we do, we do start paying attention is obviously the Clippers, right? They're trying to be competitive or stay competitive.
Or
Um,
maybe they already see the season as a potential loss if they can't have full strength with Kawhi.
oh yeah, I guess so. And then they start making movements from now. I mean, I can see that. Maybe get a Lillard or something. I can see that.
Not far fetched.
But I don't know, dude. I don't even know what they need. Like honestly, you know, they had
Or
it
the
there.
or
It was just
they'll do the LeBron approach and just get like 32 and up year olds.
the AARP.
Yeah.
Uh, but
From the championship, the Lakers, when they won the championship, they only have 4 guys that returned of that championship roster.
dang.
It was Kawhi, Davis, Dwight Howard, and the fourth guy, I forget who the fourth guy is. But it's always championship or change it up
Yeah, so that's
Sheesh.
for the
especially.
Lakers.
But the thing is, like, especially like the Lakers and stuff, like there is, I don't know, there is just kind of like for bigger cities, the bigger markets and the smaller markets, it's always kind of been like that, where it's easier to um get someone to go to LA or to like Miami or like New York City, because they're just and get paid. It's like, oh, you want to move to New York City or whatever, and get paid a whole bunch of money, So compared to
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, do you want to go to Green Bay, or do you want to go to like Sacramento? I mean Sacramento, California, but like something like
Minnesota.
like Minnesota, Utah, you know.
Yeah.
Not that not that they're bad cities. It's just like, to like especially an athlete,
They're not big
if you get a
sporting markets.
yeah, and especially if you well depending, because everyone's different, right? Maybe just depending what you want, but normally you like it's a lot easier to lure bigger like free agents to like bigger markets or whatever, so that's why like I see like um where like LA, like you're saying, like LA, they just like able. I mean, really, LeBron's really the GM in that anyway. But they just sweep players. All right, next team, next team, next team, and just because they're just able to on
The market is very attractable for people who want to be big names in the sporting industry or just be on LeBron's team.
yeah, exactly, yeah. I mean, and it's
Yeah.
like, and now everyone's all. I mean, they're like, how is it, 32 plus or something like that. Um, but yeah. So I don't know. I think that should be pretty interesting moving forward as we continue. We'll talk a little bit more about the other trade and free agency as it continues on. So like I said, it just like the off season kind of just started. Also, just along with that, Joel Embiid got paid. We talked about it right now. 76ers biggest contract given. It's like I said, 196 mil, 5 years. Dude, it's a lot of money.
He's
So
the face of the franchise, bro.
yeah, he is. Essentially, what is? What does that mean for Simmons? I mean, we knew that he was out. I guess, or he was potentially on the way out, right? We weren't sure if he was really gonna be out, if he or whatever, but you know,
They
we
were, they were shopping him out, man. They're
yeah,
going to anybody who thinks they could get him. Yeah, but they were demanding a lot in return for Simmons. So that was a turnoff for a lot of teams. And then the Spurs came out as maybe looking into getting Simmons somehow.
yeah.
Uh,
So hopefully that. I don't think the Spurs would. I think they were a contender at some point. I think they were a pretty strong contender at some point, but I think it might have been too much. They might have asked for too much, which I can totally see them do that. where they're like, oh, we'll give us like Keldon, and like DJ and Lonnie. Like, oh, okay, no, like go die, you know?
Dang.
Yeah, yeah. Like, I'm good, bro. Like,
Those are all my good cards.
I was like, for real, dude. I need you my 5-star cards. Like,
I'm not gonna give you my Charizard and Gengar.
yeah, dude. You beat you. I can't just use Blastoise, Gam, and Mata somehow. Anyways, yeah. But yeah. So, and, you know, that's just obviously Embiid is now that a big thing that also was mentioned is the potential of Lillard going to Philly. Because you know how Lillard's kind of being kind of weird about it, staying in Portland or whatever. Dude, imagine he goes to Philly instead of Ben Simmons.
Well,
That's
it's
gonna
not
be.
a guarantee.
It's not a guarantee, but goddamn, it's. I mean, that's a strong ass team, you know.
Well, that's a good example. Patrick Beverly, formerly of the Clippers, when he found out that he was being on the Clippers with Kawhi and Paul George, he thought it was instant championship, and we know how that ended.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
There's
that's
no
just
guarantees in basketball.
that's just him being Patrick Beverly. I don't know. I still think that there's still a good chance of like that actually happening. Um, but I think it's a way better fit just in terms of scoring. So like Ben Simmons, obviously, like the big thing that he said, obviously he's a big defense guy, right? NBA all defense stuff like that. He's a big guy. He's long. He can rebound. He can cut. And it's not. I don't think it's he can't shoot, dude. I just think he's just scared to shoot. Cause like, and then he shoots free throws and like he misses. Like you can't be doing that. Like, dude, you're getting paid a lot of money to play basketball. You should be able to shoot the ball. And I think they just got frustrated with them, and they're like done. They're like, all right, dude, you're done. Like you're just out. Like you're out. And having Lillard. So imagine same exact thing, but now you have like Damian Lillard, like Dame time in Philly. I mean, not only would it be a good market, but I think he would like, you know, would explode in terms of popularity. So I don't know. Should be it'd be pretty interesting to just to kind of see that happen. What do you think, Superfan Art? Lillard at in Philly.
Lillard and Embiid,
Yeah.
be a good pairing. Almost kind of reminiscent of a Tim Duncan, Tony Parker esque kind of deal. Now, obviously, a little different. Lillard, he's still young-ish, almost still in his prime. Uh, he's one of the more clutch players out there. Uh, he's a general on the floor. He can command. He can lead. Uh, it's just for some reason the Trailblazers hadn't had that roster, that cast of characters around him to really make a good playoff push, and that's kind of got him a little bit frustrated that maybe the Blazers organization haven't been able to make the right moves, and they're wasting his prime years. So yeah, obviously Lillard, as long as he doesn't go to the Lakers, I could see him be successful anywhere. I guess if he goes to the Lakers or the Clippers, he might just be like, I want to win now. Uh, so right now, going back to Philly, if they can afford him, because that's the other thing, how much money they got left after giving the Simmons the bank?
I mean,
Lillard is going to make him take a pay cut.
well, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if they get Embiid, dude, like they just extended Embiid, so they're gonna get rid of Simmons. That contract's not gonna be there anymore. They're gonna have like $40 million left, like $40 million in their salary. They can pay someone.
Ooh, don't let the door hit you on the way out,
Yeah,
mate.
that's what I'm saying, dude. So like they can go get Lillard. I mean, they'll probably have to give up some pieces or whatever but they can go
Mhm.
get Lillard. They can go get Lillard, and the thing is, because they still have to go through the Nets, like they just do, right? And honestly, do the Bucks. Just the Bucks are the champions. What is it? The champion is always the champion um, until they, don't win or until they lose or whatever. Like they're still. What is it that you're technically defend your championship until you don't.
Yeah,
A big
they're a
target on your back.
contender.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
target on their
So
backs.
yeah, and also they have shooters there. At in Philly. I think that would work. And obviously, Embiid is a big personality. I think Simmons was just also is a big personality also where it was it was like a lot of clash. But I think Lillard would be he'd be cool about it. He not that he would share the spotlight, but be like, all right, dude, we're doing our thing, but like you're saying, like a Tim Duncan, Tony Parker type of thing. Like we know our role, and we're just gonna be successful that way. And I think that works. Honestly, I think I'm pretty. I think that would be cool. I think it'd be exciting. Just to check that out. See if that experience, if that process worked. And I can totally see him like going making an offer towards it. What do you think, Crack AB, Lillard Dame time in Philly?
In Philly.
That'd be crazy.
Senor Doc Rivers is not there anymore, is he?
Yes, is he?
I think he still is.
Yeah, he
I
should
think
be.
he still is. Yeah, yeah. Okay. That might be a deadly combination.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I still think a lot of it was Simmons, just because there was a lot of stuff going on. But I don't know. What do I mean, you think?
He doesn't sound like a big drama guy, Mr. Lillard.
Yeah,
And Philly doesn't seem like a place of drama. Not anymore, at least.
yeah. I mean,
I
right?
think he could fit in.
Yeah, I mean, just like I think that I don't know. I think that they can be at least be number 3 in their or at least in like the Eastern Conference. But I don't know. We'll see what's up. As well, we'll talk a little bit
Because
more.
they got to contend with the Knicks. The Knicks they got to get better. They were better this year, and the Knicks are going to continue to get better. As is Trey Young and company in Atlanta.
Atlanta as well.
So
Yeah.
that 3 spot, if you say that they're in the 3 spot, that's the hot seat as well.
Yeah, I mean, I still think. I mean, if they get Lillard, they're at least top 4 minimum in the East. Cause Lillard is bringing Portland to like the playoffs on his back. Pretty sure he can do it in the East. The Heat. Now, I think that.
Charlie Hero.
Oh, what about okay? What about Lillard going to the Heat? What if he goes to the Heat? I don't think he would fit just because I think there's too many egos in that room. Or I don't know, maybe.
Or too much, not enough money to share
mean,
amongst the big name stars.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. But where else would he go?
The Lakers of still the West.
Oh, dang.
No, it's the East. Still.
No, I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Obviously, I think he's gonna stay for I don't know, for a bit, but I don't know how long. Oh, also, yeah, the Heat, all the moves that the Heat made. I think we talked about it last time, or we were kind of mentioning it, last time. Let me just pull that up real quick. Miami Heat. Yeah, because they've been also doing a lot of moves. I think they did an upgrade. I think they were the ones that really. I think they got that A plus. For their off season, they did get a couple things.
You have Duncan Robinson, like a contract.
Yeah,
The guy earned it.
they signed
And
obviously Kyle Lowry. A lot of people are like, oh, he's just whatever. I'm like, dude, but he has championship caliber and stuff like that, and that's obviously an win now type of move. Um, so that's true though. Damn, the Heat. Okay, so
Possible spot.
okay, so then all right, so then we'll do 6. Give me just preseason in no particular order. Yeah, no particular order. We'll do your top 6 on the East. All right. What do you think?
okay, if it's in no particular order,
No particular order. Not 1 through 0 or 1 through 6. You go just any just.
gotcha. Okay, it's the Bucks,
Uh-huh.
the Sixers, the Heat, the Celtics, maybe. Yeah, I'll just say the Celtics. The Knicks, and
Nets? No.
obviously the Nets.
Obviously.
That should have been number 1 on
I
that
was
list.
like, all right. Do it again.
No, that's it. That's good.
No
You got it.
particular order. That's good.
Oh, okay.
The-
All right.
The Nets, the Knicks, the Heat, the Bucks, the Phillies, the Celtics, and Atlanta.
Dang.
All
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Okay. How about you, F man?
The Nets 5 times and then the Bucks. No, I would actually say the Bucks 5 times and then the Nets. I've always been wanting to say, like, it'd be nice to see the Bucks up there on top of on top looking down instead of always looking up. You know, back in those 2007, 2010, 2014 years. Yeah, it's good to see the Bucks up there. So yeah, Bucks 3 times.
Nice.
Give it to the Hawks. They fought hard with that dude I've never seen before.
So young.
And yeah, I mean, the Nets are up there. The 76ers are up there. And the East is not my forte. However,
That's fine. The East hasn't become relevant until like just recent.
the
So
Heat.
it's okay.
The Heat.
Heat's a good one. Yeah, they're still ferocious. The Heat.
And then who else? Give me the last one.
Not the Raptors, right?
They used to be good.
They used to be good. I mean,
They had a surprise everybody year. All right, let's just say that can probably happen again.
I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that had to go right their way, which did. But you know, for me, that's that. No, I mean, I can see them maybe. You know, they actually do have
Raptors.
really good. They have really good rookies going on. Like they have a really good squad or young squad going. A lot of teams do actually. Like with the summer league coming up and stuff like that. There's a lot of craziness going on.
The Pistons got a good duo over there. Cade Cunningham. I think they got Luca Garza. They were making their names known in the summer league.
Ooh, Juan over here with Nets, Bucks, Heat, Hawks, 76ers, and Bulls.
The Bulls. That's right. The Bulls got DeRozan, and they had somebody else big name. One of the Ball brothers
Oh, the ball.
from
That's
the
right.
formerly the Pelicans.
Oh,
Forgot
yeah,
that
that's right. Dang.
Thank God we didn't think of that team.
Yeah, I mean, I think,
But it's unproven. We don't know if they're gonna do well.
That's right.
yeah, exactly. I mean, and it's like one of those, you know, with Juan's favorite player, you know, DeMar. So we'll see how
He
works
loves
out
that
for
ball
him.
family.
Um,
He wears that big baller brand.
yeah, so
Big balla.
we'll see what happens with that. Now, we'll talk about a little bit of a Christmas day. In this case, on Christmas Day, we do have
The matchups are set.
there are a couple of matchups that are pretty nice, pretty cool, pretty awesome, and really nice.
It's all about the money, Danny.
Of course, we do have Brooklyn versus Lakers.
Brooklyn.
Celtics versus Bucks. Uh, we do have Warriors versus Suns and Mavs versus Jazz. Obviously, that was kind of a little more out there. No offense to all the Mavs or Jazz fans, but it's just one of the things it is. Brooklyn Lakers. That's gonna be just a star-studded matchup. I mean, it just is. I think this is one of those. They're trying to sell us obviously the product. The Celtics Bucks should be a pretty good game. Warriors Suns should be interesting. I mean, CP3 is still there, so is Booker. Most of the team did kind of stay intact, so that should be interesting. And then Mavs Jazz, we'll see how that turns out. So just kind of your quick thoughts on that, friend Art. What do you think?
I think that Mavs Jazz is a potentially good game. With Luca, the Dallas side, and then the Jazz, if they're in full strength, which they weren't this postseason, like a lot of people forgot about them. Lakers and Nets, obviously, it's for all the money rights and TV distribution, big names to market out there. I do like that Suns Warriors matchup. If the Warriors are full strength, I'd like to see if they can go toe to toe. So yeah, that's how I see it. It's a good game. They're all good games. If you got time to spare on Christmas, by all means, check out one of those games.
Christmas Day?
Exactly. So I mean, it should be.
Or Christmas Day.
Yeah, so it should be this Christmas Day. Obviously, everything's gonna be shut down and everything. But you'll have enough. You'll be able to see your favorite NBA players duke it out. So that should be interesting. Someone I did see online that was like, yeah, I mean, this should be an interesting matchup. Brooklyn versus Lakers. That's if half the team makes it, an injury or whatever, which is true. I don't know. I think it should be pretty interesting how that kind of works out with that. But as we'll go ahead and just continue moving on. So Greg Popovich, as you guys know, did actually obviously they won the gold. And
in the Summer Olympics,
December
just a few weeks back.
Summer Olympics. So it was one of those things where people were kind of they're like, oh, is he really good? Not just him, but just the team itself. People are like, oh, well, why? They should have just kept Coach K. I don't trust this team. They're talented, but they still can't get it done. Blah blah blah. Well, it turns out that they did get it done. So Popovich was like, essentially, how you like us now, but not the very nice way. We'll wait until after dark for us to go and watch that video. Well, we'll watch a video pretty soon. I'll show it to you guys. It's just on YouTube. But yeah, so Popovich essentially makes a fiery locker room speech saying how you like us now. Now we already won the gold. They're talking all this smack. Essentially saying they can talk all they want. We're still gonna win. So pretty badass. So in this case, that's so two super fan arts. Yeah. Sorry,
Yep,
guys.
that's cool. Popovich silenced the haters.
Yeah, so he silenced a hater. So in this case, it's like kind of like, oh, nice. I guess the question is, what do you think now? The U.S. team, as just U.S. basketball, just in general. Obviously, there's gonna be new set of generational players and stuff moving that are gonna be up and coming. but you have your bookers, dude. You have your, even Drew Holiday. He's not that old either. They're still young kids. Keldon Johnson himself, from Spurs. So, what do you think? Just like moving forward about U.S. basketball in general, like in the world.
Well, first off, you have to acknowledge the competition out there is getting stronger every year. Basketball is internationally favored sport. It's very big over there in Europe and Asia, Australia, even Canada. Canada, they were just a few games shy of qualifying for the Summer Olympics, but like we mentioned earlier, they're like this. Aside from the U.S., they had like the most NBA players currently on Team Canada, but they didn't qualify. And so the competition's getting tougher out there. Luka Doncic, the guy's he was a beast in the Olympics. Uh, so the level of competition's going up. That's why maybe there was some overconfidence or underestimating on the part of the American team. But Pop was able to rally the squad. Some of these guys had never even been to an Olympics, save for Durant and maybe a few other names. So it was a great experience for them. The bond, something that they can, remember for the rest of their lives, representing the country, being in that little club or whatever, getting to interact with one another aside from like all-star games. For those who are not fortunate enough to be under the tutelage of Coach Pop, this was their chance to train under the master. So they were able to rally, get some quality wins against Australia, Spain, Slovenia. They won the gold. So yeah, it's for USA basketball. This was a good test. Maybe sometimes you gotta get knocked down to appreciate your status as king of the hill. And now maybe moving forward, like future Team USA's, both women's and men's, they'll be able to kind of use this as a learning experience. That like we always got to bring our A game, step it up, no matter which country we're facing. Because they're playing for pride, and we got to have our own pride. I don't know. Did I go off tangent there, or did I answer most of what you asked?
No, yeah, no, and it's true. I mean, um, it's like kind of like how he's saying, we gotta respect like other people's talent. Like Pop was saying, we're unfortunately, dude, like we're so used to us being number one all the time, we don't realize that the sport evolves. We start seeing how people are like, oh, there's no more centers, because Stephen Curry killed them. I mean, he did. Why am I not gonna go in on the center like Shaq if I can just shoot it and make it, 30, 35, feet away, and I get 3 points instead of just two. So, that type of evolution where obviously we're the number one league in the world or whatever, right? By far, and it's not even funny. But there's a lot of international players now that play in our league now. Like a lot more. There's
Most
more.
of the MVP, the previous MVPs have all been of European descent or non-US players.
Non-US players, exactly.
Rudy Gobert, two-time Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
past MVP is the Joker, Jokic, and then the playoffs MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, and
So
and also
what's
this,
up, USA?
That's right.
yeah, and it's just like also our fan here, Juan. Also, the other countries also have played together longer, and it's true, because for us, it's just kind of like, all right, dude, you're gonna get called. It's like a tryout almost, because we get we have like the best talent. Like, oh, okay, I'm pretty sure just our average NBA team can beat most of country's best teams. Maybe not, in a big, just like, obviously we have like the best talent, but like say like, get maybe someone like, I don't know, like the Bulls or something, if they played, like they played, I don't know, Greece or France or something like that. I mean, I think that would still, it might be pretty close, but I'm just saying, like, just the talent level is just so higher. The thing is, the other teams have been playing longer together.
There's
And
more camaraderie. They know
correct.
each other's style better.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. They've been coming up because they don't have a, it's normally it's just like, 4 or 5 of them that are really good, in a basketball team compared to like, literally hundreds of really good NBA players over here in the States. I think that has a lot to do with it. Also, like you said, Arturo, like it does have a lot to do with like playing for for your nation. We feel like, you mentioned we don't really have that much pride as much as other nations do when playing, specifically when playing basketball. Maybe I'm just kind of speaking, but that's you know, I feel like it really kind of portray that sometimes.
Or not so much as not enough pride, but the guys from across, other countries, they have more passion. Uh, so
They're
we got
hungry.
pride, but they got pride times like 20.
Yeah, so yeah, exactly. And we're pretty passionable though. U.S. fans are like they're super fans. They really are. But I think that I don't know. I don't. I think we're less likely to not change, but like budge or like evolve or think differently or kind of like be open minded about stuff. Where not that it's bad, but it's not like open minded about like ethical stuff or whatever, but like or whatever, but specifically about sports. Kind of like Spurs, like for example, like me, like I'm a super Spurs fan, right? uh Me sometimes like it's hard for me to see like the bad and what the Spurs can have done or the good and bad or to be objective or subjective if you will, but I try to but in this case most fans don't like they just don't like you're either really good or you're really bad and there's no in between. There's no like no let's rebuild, no like there's just it's just like that. So um I feel like sometimes when we do that, we're like, "Oh, dude, we're the U.S. We're just gonna go in and kick everyone's ass." With DeRozan only as point guard, being our number one option, 25 points a game minimum, 3 point shot, 40%. No, but if us like thinking like that, where it's just like we're no, like it's just it doesn't work like that way anymore, and we actually have to work hard for it. So, yeah, so that's that.
Or
Um,
one last thing, maybe as U.S. players, they're used to playing at the top, stages, playing at big arenas, big cities in L.A. and New York. They're used to the stage and the bright lights. And maybe for these other guys in other countries, like this is something that this is going to be the pinnacle of their careers. So maybe they, as a U.S. guy, like, we don't win the gold. Well, that doesn't mean shit to me because I'm gonna like try out to. Yeah, I need to get my ring on the state side. That means more to me. It means more for the guys internationally because that's to them maybe that's a gold medal is the pinnacle of their careers. So that's could be something else.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So I think that I don't know. I think it should be pretty interesting, just like for the U.S. future, just like how we start developing talent as well. Where I think with the even with moving all the way from college, even though we're kind of like going off not topic but tangent in there. It does matter. Because a lot of the college students feed into the NBA. And then obviously the NCAA is going to start changing a lot due to football. We'll see how that actually affects basketball as well. Even though technically they're two different sports and they two different markets and they are handled two different ways, they're still college entities. So it's different.
So sometimes even their high school kids, they're prospects for these playing academies. Uh, and, they might be one and done's in college, or maybe even do a year or two in like out of the states. to get around college, and I think there was already a young high school kid who's got already some sponsorships lined up. So it's getting crazy money in athletes, these young athletes.
Yeah, and then
But yeah, there's something else.
yeah, and then that's just just to kind of end it and with that conclusion, looks like Juan was saying, well, like in the U.S., if the U.S. doesn't win, they get ridiculed, but if they win, like, well, you're supposed to anyway. You're like, oh, pues chinga, you know, and like I think that as fans we're a little spoiled in certain stuff, at least in the U.S. Not just like with our way of life, but just like our sports in general, like compared to the world. So like whenever kind of moving into another sport, whenever the U.S. doesn't win, like in soccer, it's kind of like oh well, why can't we win in that sport too? You know, and we win everything else. Why can't So it's I don't know. Just like kind of something to think about, but it's true. Um, I think.
I just think that I mean, we can expect this or that from the U.S. team. We can expect a whole lot of things, but personally, just my opinion, I think the U.S. team is a little more internal than we think. There are inner workings in there that we can't see. You think about these teams, the Bulls, the Lakers, Spurs, all these organizations. They're so internal. They got all these things going on with themselves, and then you put the U.S. team with all these coach pops and all this stuff. Like they
it's a lot of movement.
they have it on lock a little bit more than we think. Than we give
Yeah.
them credit sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they're there for a reason. They're getting paid a whole bunch of money.
And I mean, we're over here talking, saying, where's the LeBrons, where's the Davises, where all these people. I mean, those LeBrons were out there saying, "Hey, who's on the team?" And they said, "You know what? They'll be good." And I think, like I said, we can pick it apart. The team, what's happened to them, what's surrounding them, how they're losing, how they're winning, all we want. But when they think to themselves that, "Hey, I don't know why everybody's thinking this. We've got this." Then they've got this. It's more internal than we think.
Yeah. What do you think, super fan art?
Well, that's Evan. You made some very good logical points there. And I'm going to follow up by saying it's 10 o'clock. You know what that means, everybody. It's our favorite time of the day. We're Mezzo Forte Sportz After Dark. That's right. We're After Dark. We're uncut, unedited, bloopers, everything. Whole bang bang. Thank everyone commenting. Thank you for your comments. I've been appreciative. We're trying to answer them best as we can. So we'll go real quick round table. Who's drinking what? Evan, sipping on anything?
Yes, I made sure I had a beer just for this occasion.
Yeah,
It
that's
is
right.
Kona Big Wave.
Nice.
Ooh,
Nice
riding
golden
that
ale.
wave. All right, Danny. What are you sipping
Me, I
on?
just have a Fanta. I just finished it.
Oh,
Hey,
there's no
man,
rum in that
good.
Fanta.
All day, bro.
Nice.
All day.
Over here, I was sipping on some Bohemia. Very underrated beer. I
Whoa,
recommend
you
it.
just got respect points from me. That's my favorite, literally.
It's my father's favorite beer, birthday boy. So we're sipping on some all night long.
Happy
Not right now
birthday.
because
Happy
I'm on the show.
birthday, Mr. Superfan Art Senior.
Oh no.
Nice. All right, cool. So glad. All right, what were we talking about?
All right, guys. So we're
Talking
gonna go
about
ahead.
basketball.
We're gonna go ahead and actually go right into our Spurs talk. Believe it or not, we're actually gonna do some Spurs draft grades and some state of mind. We'll see what's going on with some Spurs right now. I was gonna mention it last time, but obviously we didn't get a chance to do so. So we'll talk a little bit about what's going on with the Spurs. Unfortunately, there has been, or the team that we knew is no more. It's actually a lot more different than we think. But it's actually gonna be very interesting. I like the dynamic. It's just gonna take a while, and it's gonna be not very fun of a trip. Not like we had last time with our big threes. Where we always had a chance, but we never got to make it. But we did get to make it at least 5 times. So just in this case, just a pre-talk. So just obviously, Patty Mills this does sign with the Nets. I do think that that's a very good sign for Patty. I hope the Nets do win, the championship next year. Well, I don't hope. I mean, I see them rather with the championship next year just because of the firepower they have. If they obviously stay healthy. With Patty Mills, he's going to be a very good veteran presence and obviously a very good shooter. I think they're really going to use him just like they use him in Australia rather than how the Spurs use him, in San Antonio. So, good luck to Patty Mills. We're going to miss you, bro. But, do your thing. Go win another ring. They did do a sign and trade with DeMar. He did get traded to the Bulls for first round and 2 second round picks, I think, at 2025 or 24 or something like that. Either way, it's going to be a while when we see those picks. But at least we got something out of it, not just nothing. Go luck to DeMar. I know Juan is his favorite player. I think he did a good service to the Spurs. Obviously he wasn't the clutch player. I know that they were trying to rebuild him build around him, but it just didn't work out. So these are essentially my points that I do have for the Spurs. So with DeMar DeRozan,
And Rudy Gay got traded to the Jazz.
oh yes, that was our last one. Rudy Gay did get traded to the Jazz. In this case, just 3 points to argue. So the rebuilding can finally start. So they finally, they do have they had a defensive player, in DeMar. What they did essentially was it attempted to kind of build a team around the players, as they would around Kawhi. That clearly didn't work, but that was a clear intention. They tried to put pieces around him. LaMarcus just didn't work out. It was just, weird situation or whatever. It just didn't work out. That's that. But now they're using picks to stay competitive now. And start actually building for the future. How we always say that, no, bro, they're building for the future, but they're not. I think they finally are. So in this case, I think that obviously with Keldon Johnson, it's gonna be he's gonna be one of the part of the pieces in the future. We still don't know much about if DJ DeJounte Murray is gonna be part of it. I think he will, but we'll obviously see how that works out for them. And we have the pieces that we know we do have right now. Obviously, we did get Devin Vassell last year. We still have Lonnie Walker, Derek White, and just a couple of players here and there. Trey Jones is a very exciting player that's actually coming out of that. So a lot of
Summer League. He's making his name known in the Summer League for the Spurs.
Exactly.
Trey Jones.
Exactly, Trey Jones. So you see flashes of TP9, Tony Parker there. So that's pretty exciting for the Spurs now. That finally are using it to stay competitive. Now, they're gonna try to stay competitive. One of the things is like you trying to stay competitive and building for the future at the same time doesn't work. You can fight as much as you want to get the 8 seed, but it doesn't matter because you're not going to get a good pick and you're not going to get a good player anyway. So it's like one of those things. So it's going to take 2 to 3 years. It's not going to be cool. It's not going to be fun. Tickets are going to be cheap. So that's good. But we're not going to be competitive for like at least 2 to 3 years. Now, Primo is a pick for rebuilding. I'm sure you guys have seen him, or hopefully you guys have seen him in the Summer League. I think he is going to be a scorer. I think he's going to be a shooter. I think he's going to be a very exciting player to watch. And going competitive would have to mean signing a bigger man that would be giving a lot of minutes, but they wouldn't, and it would fill the need for an athletic big man, but we would stay competitive and not actually rebuild. So the truth is we won't be competitive for between 2 to 3 years. This is the bottom line. We as Spurs fans have to accept it. I have finally done so, and my heart is super broken, but that's okay because in Pop I trust, dude. That's the bottom line. Um, just my second point to argue is his positions in basketball. So I know we're talking about like, oh, dude, they just drafted a whole bunch of guards, have guards. I'm like, dude, now it's a little bit. It used to be of a big of a position type game where it was your centers, your point forward, your point guards, your power forward, shooting guards, stuff like that. Now, I mean, they still have obviously the positions, but it's a little bit different now. You have guards versus bigs. You have your wings versus your shooters. So it's different skills now in the NBA. And right now specifically we have 5 true guards plus Wings Cap and Devin, which they can be like 2 to 3 combos, combo guys. And they did obviously they drafted DJ, Derek White, Lonnie Walker, Keldon Johnson, Luca, which is Vassell, and now Primo. So I mean, honestly, those are pretty good picks. They're not bad. They're not great. They're not like the next MJ or so far, right? But they're not bad picks. You can argue the Luca one's a little bit much more of the weaker one, but that's with Brian White Knight now taking over as GM over RC Buford. So I don't know. A lot of people can argue, that like we have like way too many guards and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter how many guards we have. It matters how you get utilized. You see like Vassell, that guy's a long dude. You can guard like 2 to 3, like a 2 or 3. Whereas Lonnie Walker, he's still much of a he can be a little bit of a playmaker and give DJ some breathing time. Now, yeah, like you said, Arturo, you have Trey Jones coming
Jones.
up. He's he's doing really good. In the or he was doing really good in the summer league. So we'll see how that kind of works out for that. But yeah. So what do you? And then just the last a thing with that is this. We do have DJ. Jonte Murray. We're waiting for him. I think he should take a huge leap this year. I think he's ready for a bigger one. So is Derek White. He just needs to stay healthy. Keldon Johnson, he just stormed into a scene. I think he can be the guy. I just need, he just needs to stay consistent. Poto is coming into, center with some chops. I mean, he's all right. He's not all there. But now, throughout all these years, DeMar took the lion's share of the offense, and DeMarcus was like trying to get healthy. So now we have a fresh start. Where like all those other players can actually get more shots. They can get more attention and get more experience. And trying to, maybe trying to show a Devin Booker or maybe even like a Klay Thompson. Later on, will come and play. In San Antonio again. Trying to lure in stars over here. We're like, damn, I kind of want to play with that squad over there. So I mean, it kind of takes the pressure off of us winning now and just like get him as much experience as you can, and then just start just build up. What do you think, Superfan Art?
No, I agree with you. It's definitely rebuild mode. I mean, playoff contention. It's going to be a couple of years down the road. Maybe see what kind of draft picks we could get. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you're a Spurs fan, and I know most of us here are, and you're in the San Antonio area during the regular season, I mean, I'm pretty sure they're going to give it all each game. They're not going to like half-ass it if, like the Heat are in town, they're going to like blow us out of our own building. No, they're going to give it all each game. Interesting to see how this young squad can be cohesive with one another. Juan out there in our comments, he says once Popovich breaks the all-time wins record, then he's gonna not care about rebuilding. He'll retire then. Well, we'll see. I mean, he's up there in the record. I don't know how many he has left to break the record, but Pop aside, I like, it's sad to say every team's got to go through it every once in a while. This is our time now. It's the rebuilding process. There's trust and everything. We got a brand new GM. See how things work under his reign, and just enjoy all the Popovich years we got left. No matter which squad is there, just keep on showing the support. I like the young guys we got. Yeah, I like the new acquisitions that we got. Let's try to make it work. Maybe we'll surprise some people and maybe even make it to the playoffs. It's not impossible. Now that there's the play-in playoffs, remember we had it this first year.
Oh yeah, it's like how many teams make it now? Like 12 technically.
Yeah, as really, if you have the better game, maybe you could squeak in to the playoffs.
There we go. There we go. So, but yeah,
Rankings
just
still matter.
yeah. I mean, well, like it's like I was saying, it's gonna be a while before we start seeing the Spurs kind of come back into their winning ways. But really, we'll see how it works. I trust in the front office, or one of the best front offices in sports management, as we've seen kind of throughout the years. Not lately, right? We haven't had a championship for a bit, but at least we'd had like once every decade or so. I mean, that's like more than any team can kind of say, But it always feels good to stay back in contention, though. Obviously. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up with that. Do you have anything for me, Art?
No, well, we could forego the hockey and just talk a little NFL.
Oh
I
yeah,
know
yeah.
we're getting a little behind on NFL. I know we're preseason games. Some of them aren't televised. Some are. HBO has a nice documentary, Hard Knocks, featuring our own Dallas Cowboys. Pretty much just Spurs fans, Cowboys fans know Dak Prescott ain't going to be throwing in the preseason. Aaron Rodgers ain't going to throw. Any big name QB ain't going to be caught dead in these preseason games. No way. But it's been interesting to see some of the younger guys, get their footing. Saw Trevor Lawrence get a strip sack with the Jaguars, and I guess try to bounce back from that. The Bears QB, who they got from Ohio State. He's been doing okay. Quarterback not committee, but Taysom Hill versus Jameis Winston. Like everybody's taking Jameis Winston's side over there to take over as the Saints. I think the first year since 2005 they won't have Drew Brees. Patriots. Everyone's looking at Patriots. Is it the Mac attack? Mac Jones?
Mac attack
versus Cam Newton
Attack.
for Bill Belichick's favorite quarterback. That's been interesting to see. And then as money and cents goes, there was a signing today or extension. The Seahawks, they signed Jamal Adams to a 4-year extension with a max value of $72 million, effectively making him the current highest paid safety. So they believe in the guy, I guess.
Oh,
No
real?
chump change.
God dang, that's a lot of money.
All right, a correction is our buddy Juan Diaz says that Mahomes threw and Tom Brady threw in their preseason games. Whatever. They're protected as shit. So
I'm pretty sure
they don't even have to. They don't even have to try out for their teams.
I'm pretty sure they like ran like running plays.
For real.
Like, we're gonna play action once.
flea
What?
flicker.
Okay.
Oh, speaking of QBs, former QB Tim Tebow. Sadly, he got cut. He's trying to 30. He's 34 years old, playing for his old college coach in Urban Meyer.
Young.
This time with the Jaguars. He didn't do some good blocking in his tight end debut.
Nope.
I think some might even say he was trying to avoid contact. So for whatever reason, he was cut. So the Tebow experiment failed. Maybe he'll go back to broadcasting. or try again the AAA ball, baseball. It ain't gonna be football.
It ain't gonna be football.
It ain't gonna be football. It's just with that, and the reason that's a good thing to bring up. Where there's, yeah, I was reading like on this on them, but there's like Tim Tebow's like those like guys in Gold's Gym. There's like a lot of big dudes. They're just
He's in
uh,
God's gym.
yeah, he's like, they're big and they can get cut and everything, but like the NFL has like big men. Like these are like monsters almost. You know, like these guys are big and strong. Like they're like
They're
6'6".
explosive.
Yeah, they're 6'6", like almost 400 pounds and run faster than you. Like god damn.
And younger.
And younger. Yeah, like like
They want to run.
yeah, they want to run and they want to hit, dude. They want to hit. And Tim Tebow. No offense, but I saw that play.
Yeah, he's been a few years removed
like,
from the
like,
game.
hey, saying the guy's like, no, but at least got in the way. Like, bro, that's not that even the point. Like, he didn't block. Like, you're a tight end. You're supposed to block. Yeah, you're supposed to catch the ball de repente, when you get sometimes. And like what I'm saying, it's also about technique. I mean, these guys have been like playing, or not, a lot of like the new up and coming kids and stuff like that. They've been playing tight end or not tight end, but at least their position or at least blocking, a blocking position for years now. And Tim Tebow is just kind of like lifting in Gold Gym.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he took it for granted. It's my old college coach. He'll give me a job. We're good buddies. Wrong. It's a business, and you ain't gonna cost us our chance at the playoffs. So we're gonna cut you now before we regret it later.
What do you think,
Cold
Crack AV?
blooded.
What do you think, Crack AV?
Oh, Tim Tebow being cut from the Jaguars. It sounds like a big joke, but
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I mean, Tim Tebow's had his time in the spotlight already. You got to give it up to some of these younger, hungrier guys.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it's nice having the hookup. It's nice having a place with coach, but yeah, good on the Jaguars organization to have that foresight. Superfan Art was just talking about.
Yeah, because imagine like if they did keep him just for the seats, and then he just like sucks. Like it's like the Jaguars literally over and over again. Like it's never gonna. The culture never changes.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I say it's good on them for recognizing that from Mr. Tebow. Tebow time, man. Tebow time's over. Sorry.
Tebow time is over.
It's about Mac Attack, dude.
It's all about Mac Attack. Dang. We'll definitely have a little bit more about Mac. More QBs. Next time. But anything else, Superfan Art?
No. We'll just continue to monitor how these preseason games go, and we look forward to that first Thursday night football game, Bucks Cowboys. It'll be here before we know it.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Also, a big one was Juan was saying is Urban Meyer would have lost a lot of respect in the locker room, which I agree. I mean, like, it's like, bro, why?
He already lost it a lot.
Yeah, I was like, dude.
When that assistant coach who had the scandal, how did you not know he was going through a scandal and you still trying to bring him in?
No, it's just he was cool, man. No, you can't. He's cool.
Yeah, that was strike one. Yeah,
it was a
Tebow would've
big
been
strike.
two. A big strike two would have been keeping Tebow.
Yeah, especially like if someone, like you said, Evan, like someone younger and more hungry or whatever, that like that would actually help the team or whatever. But yeah, I think on Superfan Art.
No, that's it. We'll continue to monitor any big storylines once we approach the start of the regular season for the NFL.
Yeah, and then
Yes.
obviously we're gonna do we are gonna do a actual show on fantasy football. We're gonna do that next week as well. I'll talk to you guys more about that as the kind of week continues on. But we are gonna actually do a league. We're gonna have a league here. Um, within obviously our squad over here. But more importantly, we're gonna have you guys see if you guys can help us, not necessarily move, be, use it, but kind of be part of that. We'll do some interactive stuff like trading, like forced trades and stuff like that. So it should be pretty interesting. You guys are gonna love it. I'll let you guys know a little bit more about it. But we'll talk a little bit more about that as we move into next week. Anything else, guys?
Nope. We having a show Thursday?
We are having a show
Yeah.
Thursday. We're actually having one of my other sisters is actually gonna come in. She's actually represents SCEP, which is Students for a Cleaner Earth something plan. Oh my god, I feel so bad.
I live there.
So hold on. Let's see. I'll let you. I mean, have her. I'll have her. Let's come in and talk about that. But essentially, they are one of our partner affiliates. Through Studio 13th Day. They do actually help work with volunteers for medical students. Volunteer hours for medical students. So it's like opportunities and stuff like that. Very, very cool, especially if you're a college student and need some hours. It's specifically catered to medical students, but I think they work with everyone. So if you go in there, essentially you pick up trash and stuff like that, you can start picking up some volunteer hours and add that to your resume. That's just a little bit extra that we, our parent company, Studio 13th Day, just gets in touch with our local organizations. More importantly, anything involving, sports, athletics, and stuff like that, promoting stuff like that. So we'll have her come in and we'll talk. We'll have her do a small little debate on like just like like just health and health biology and health and biology type of view of sports. It should be pretty interesting. So you guys definitely keep an eye out for that. But definitely next time we'll talk a lot more NFL. We're gonna hit that hard, and then we'll go from there.
I like it.
All right.
Excellent.
So go ahead and walk us out, Crack AB. Oh no! Here we go. And that's it for this week's episode. Hope y'all can follow us next time. Of course, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube. Our podcast is actually going to come on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. That's going to be next month, coming soon. We'll let you guys know about that. Thank you so much for our sponsors. Music and graphics provided by Studio 13th Day. This is Danny BMD. I got Crack AV. Superfan Art signing off. Laters to all. And bring it home.
Thank you, Dan. Lesson of the day is in the NFL, sometimes you got to make some cuts. Urban Meyer says Tebow's got to go, and Travis Kelce now looks weird without a beard.
Yeah.
Remember, sports are great, but mean nothing without y'all, the fans. This is episode number 56. Until next time, folks, be cool, stay safe, and keep on listening to Mezzo Forte Sportz. Nice.
That's all right. Sorry. Hey,
YouTube
thank you,
is
everyone.
off.
We're still live. I think I am.
Yeah, we're still live. Yeah, just haven't turned it off.
YouTube is off.
Oh no, it's not. It's giving the credits.
Oh.
I still have you on, dude. Like jamming.
Nice. Sounds like a hidden level for like Donkey Kong. I like it.
Yep. There it is. Need a bear.